Mason Mount onto the field for Manchester United, and this is excellent news for Mason, who has worked so hard to get himself back fit again, left no stone unturned, and makes a return for Manchester United.
You want to get back as quick as possible, but sometimes it's maybe just hold it a little bit, give it an extra week before you can fully push on. I want to be available for every single game, and hopefully that means we'll be playing in final. As a group, that's, as you said, that's our goal. We know that. We need to be playing in that Europa League final.
This is the first time I think we've spoken to you since Ruben Amarim arrived at United. What have you made of him so far?
No, it's been brilliant. Obviously really good for me, coming in straight away and kind of sing my praises a bit. Obviously at the beginning I was kind of coming back from an injury, so getting back into the team training and into the games, and unfortunately picked up an injury that obviously had me sidelined for some time. But obviously, yeah, working as hard as I can to get back, and I've obviously been watching from the stand, so you can see the improvement that's happened over the last couple of months. I think the results will come, but listen, we've been working really hard as a team, and I think you can see the improvements, and we're definitely getting there. Yeah.
Did you immediately think when he joined his style of play would suit you as a player?
Yeah, I've seen the way he likes to play and his formations he played, obviously in Portugal, is something that I've been used to and I've played in the past. So yeah, I know the kind of movements he likes. It's very similar, so I knew I could obviously, as well as helping the lads around me understand the formation, for me knowing it quite well.
You're probably one of, maybe Manu as well because he was at
Sporting,
but you're probably one of the few players who've seen this process happen before. Are you noticing similar things where you can see players suddenly click?
Yeah, I mean it's very difficult when you change from one formation to another, and it can be quite a big difference. So at the beginning it takes some time to get used to and to click, but once you do find that moment that it does, I think it can be very special, and I think we're so close to that. There's still small details here and there, even if we win games, that we know we can do better. And obviously, especially if we lose, then we analyse the game and we see what we can improve on, because the small details are so important when you're playing at this level and this type of formation. So it's definitely something that we're always working on at training, and we want to perfect it.
You mentioned earlier about him mentioning when he first arrived. While you were out injured, he spoke about, I think he said, the fire and the intensity you could see in your eyes. From your perspective, it must be hard when you see people talking about you and fans saying certain things and journalists saying certain things. How pleased were you to hear him kind of back you publicly like that?
Yeah, it means a lot. First and foremost, obviously he's the manager, so he can see my side and how eager I am to get back in and help the lads, and obviously being here every single game, watching the games at home, in and around it, you want to get back as quick as possible, but sometimes it's maybe just hold it a little bit, give it an extra week before you can fully push on. It's difficult, definitely, but for me, I obviously stayed very focused, knew exactly what I needed to do to get back into training and then back into obviously the squad, and that was my one and only goal, and I've been working at that for quite a while now, getting to the best possible state that I'm in now physically.
How are you approaching this back end of the season on an individual level? Because we know the team's goals to win the Europa League, climb up the Premier League table, but yours is, there must be that individual focus of just get myself back in regularly.
Yeah, 100%. I need consistency. I'm the first one to say I need to be consistent, game time, managed from now to the end of the season. I want to be available for every single game, and hopefully that means we'll be playing in final. As a group, that's, as you said, that's our goal. We know that. We need to be playing in that Europa League final and doing the best we can in the Premier League and trying to get as high up as we can.
Down the left-hand side with Harry Amas. Luke Shaw continues his run. Infield to Casemiro. Casemiro comes to the edge of the penalty area. Stands up the cross. Harry Maguire! Harry Maguire scores! Manchester United take the lead! Oh, the ball in from Casemiro is perfect! Harry Maguire peels off the back and heads home! And Manchester United, from 4-2 down, lead Lyon by 5 goals to 4!
And I want to talk a bit about what you were up to while you weren't playing, because people outside the club might not know, but within, we know the support you've given to young players.
Yeah.
There was a nice moment, was it Leicester? Harry Amas's debut.
Yeah.
So you're putting an arm around him at the end. Tell us about your relationship with Harry.
Yeah, he's a top lad. He obviously come into the squad, I think, last season and trained with us a few times, and instantly saw what he could do. He come in, he wasn't scared. He come into training, he was getting the ball and very good technically. He's been brilliant. I see a lot of potential in him. So obviously I didn't come on in the game, but seeing him come on, seeing him make his debut was very, very special. I was very proud of him, and that's why obviously after the game I went over to him and just said well done. Yeah, plenty more to come from him.
You started at a very young age. Do you feel particularly well placed now because of that to help this next generation coming through?
There's younger and younger lads coming into the squad now, and obviously it's amazing to see, and for me in the position I am in now, I feel like I can give them that experience that I have and kind of speak to them about a few different things, and especially about playing, but also what they're doing away from football and at the training ground. So it's when you step up to this level, it's tough. There's a lot of demands, and it can be up and down. That's football. So for me to be able to speak to them and kind of say if they need any help or any tips here and there, then yeah, I'll do that.
What do you make of the current group of young players at United? Because there are a lot of them now.
Yeah, there is. We have quite a few of them training with us on a regular basis, and it's good to see them come in and train. Yeah, there's quite a few. Obviously, Tobes making his debut, coming into the team and playing a big role, along with Cobbs. Obviously, Garner is a bit further down the line, but yeah, you can definitely see the level of players that are coming through, and that's exactly what you want to be able to keep getting better and better, for sure.
Have you helped Toby and even Cobby out a bit?
Yeah, I spoke to Cobes quite a bit in pre-season and then last season. So I mean, you can see what he's come in and done. Very, very good player, and yeah, I mean, he come to me a few times just asking about positioning in games and stuff, and just me giving my opinion and what I think where he should go, and that's all he needed. So same with Tobes, yeah, coming in, being dominant on the ball, wanting to get the ball in every position on the pitch. That's exactly what we want in games. No matter what game you're playing, if it's a derby, I know that he'll come on and he'll want the ball. So that's a special attribute. That's
the thing you can't really teach, is it?
Exactly, yeah.
You had there were a few players who left on loan in January as well, like Ethan Wheatley, who've been around the first team for ages. Did you speak to any of them about, because you had 2 successful loan moves yourself, did you speak to them about how valuable those can be? Because sometimes I think for players like Ethan, it can almost feel like a step back. Yeah. But actually in the end it ends up being a really important move for them.
Yeah, obviously Eve, Benno as well, went out on loan, was with us in pre-season. So yeah, I mean, my loan experiences were unbelievable. I obviously went out to Holland, played a lot of games, got a lot of experience, and then obviously come back to England and played in the Champ, and that was amazing for me. I think it's difficult with loans. You can either go to a team that's doing well or go to a team that's maybe a bit lower, but you're playing games and getting experience. So I think that's the most important thing, and that's what I would always say to the lads if they're thinking about going on loan. The most important thing is playing games and trying to get as much experience as you can. even if it is at a bit lower level, you're playing against players that are experienced in that league and in English football, so you're going to learn a lot from them, and that's exactly what I did. I learned so much from playing in the Champ, playing against players that were experienced and kicking me and getting in my ear, and that's the great thing about football, and I loved every minute of it, yeah.
In terms of the players still here in the under-18s and under-21s, have you watched much of their games this season?
Yeah, I kept a close eye on obviously the FA Youth Cup run. Gutted for them that it obviously come to an end. But yeah, for me, I've obviously played in 2 years of FA Youth Cup and lucky enough to win both of them and captain the second one. So I loved it playing in that competition. And yeah, I was gutted for them the other night. We watched it in the hotel before the game. Going to pens, anything can happen. Some of the lads actually trained with us today, so I kind of spoke to them about it. But yeah, amazing experience, and I'm sure that we'll be back next year to have another go. It
is a hard experience. Everyone was gutted for them, but is it one of those things, again, where they might look back in a few years and think...
It's an invaluable experience, going into a penalty shootout, for playing for something, going to a next round, going to a final. I don't know how many of them have experienced something like that before, but they'll take that into their career moving forward and into the future. So, although it didn't end how we all wanted it to end, or they wanted it to end, but it's experience for them, and they'll learn about it. The lads that missed the pen will learn about it, how to maybe go up to the pen differently, and routines and stuff. That's definitely something I'd give them a little bit of a experience about. Routine is so important, so they'll learn. That's exactly right.
That's what a youth game is there for.
Exactly.
Yeah. The quality of those players mixed with what you've found so far under Ruben, do you look ahead at the next 18 months, 2 years with quite a lot of excitement about that period?
Yeah, for sure. As I said before, a lot of the young lads coming up training with us, I see a lot of potential in them, so it's amazing for them to come in and be in and around it. We do a lot of tactical stuff, we do a lot of preparation for games, and they might be in the team that we're playing against, kind of trying to be that team, if you understand what I'm saying. So like if we're playing the next game, City, and
emulating the opposition,
they're emulating the
style
City,
of play, and
set up, and that's brilliant for them to come in and kind of experience what we do and what we do going into a game. So yeah, it's really exciting moving forward at the end of this season, next year, and moving on. It's a great many years to come that I think will be very successful.